This proud gamer did what Nvidia wouldn't do. The Cybertruck is finally getting done, and Intel destroying AMD, especially when it comes to the budget stuff. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I'm your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news that I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this July 17th, 2023. You guys did a great job on Friday. I'll start off by saying that.
It was a lot harder than it looked.
I'm in a terrible place. So the last video update I gave you guys, we thought it was a pinched nerve in my neck because that was my symptoms all presented as such, and that's what the doctor over a telehealth appointment told me it was, because I was experiencing severe nerve pain radiating down, starting at my neck down to my arm. But then on Thursday I started getting rashes, and turns out that the severe nerve pain wasn't a pinched nerve, but rather I have shingles, and it has been nothing but agony since. I currently am hopped up on painkillers in order to get this episode done, because it is Sunday. That's when we record Monday's episodes of Hot News.
This is a Sunday.
So probably Reece and Kyler are going to do more this week unless I start recovering, but Kyler doesn't come into work on Sunday. So you going to help me do the heavy lifting, bud?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, Reece is helping me with hot news. Oh, and if you want to see what my shingles look like, I've been posting updates on Twitter, but it's very much not for people who don't like seeing pustules.
This guy.
All right, but we're going to start off today talking about how the 3060 never got a Founders Edition card because NVIDIA decided that their most popular GPU just didn't need it. So one brave gamer over on Reddit decided that they were going to 3D print their own.
Look at that. It actually looks convincingly...
It looks gorgeous. So it's made out of plastic, as you can see here.
Those are better pictures, yeah.
These pictures definitely indicate that it is 3D printed. This one, it's harder to tell, but there's the model in case you want to do it.
Good job, actually.
It is. They said it was their first 3D printed project, and if you check the Reddit link, you can maybe work with them and do it yourself. You need a Noctua fan. This is hard. Holy crap.
Got this.
Also, not related to the 3060, the 4060 has a low profile 3-slot card. In case you want that.
I'm a low profile guy, so that works for me.
Okay, well, if you want a high profile RAM, I actually think this next thing's pretty cool. It's not functional in the slightest as far as I'm aware, but Jonsbo announcing their block that is an RGB cover for RAM.
What?
So I like it. Look at that. It just like affixes to the top of the RAM, and then it looks real pretty.
I actually like that more than I thought I would.
Yeah, I don't think it's functionally any good, even though it has 2 small fans.
But aesthetically, I like the look of it.
Absolutely. We don't know how much it costs or when it's getting released, or if it's going to get released in the US. And this press release is also a little confusing because they say these modules cost way too cheaper than heatsink modules. And if the cooler costs anywhere around 10 to 15 US, then it might be a great solution where you can get decent cooling, even do some minor overclocking on your DDR5 DIMMs. Costs way too cheaper, Reece.
Way too cheap.
That sounds like me right now. The NF-1 from Jonsbo, I really like it. I think it's pretty neat.
I would love to see that in a build.
Me too. Aesthetic builds.
Yeah.
And you know what I'd love to see right now?
Deals.
We're
not gonna switch.
No, we're switching chairs. You take over. I don't want to do this anymore. They're starting to develop on my arm. See right there,
see.
and there, and then my biceps getting
Does it
worse.
hurt when you move your arm like this?
Yeah,
now?
my muscles hurt now too.
Ah, great.
Before it was just nerve pain. Now it's muscle pain and skin pain.
That's great stuff.
My existence is brutal.
He's having a tough time, but we've got some deals to make him feel better. Starting off with the ASRock Challenger Arc A750 8GB graphics card, going for only $179.99 with the included promo code, making it $70 off.
That's pretty good for a 3060 competitor.
But then we also have its bigger brother if 8 gigs isn't enough for you with the Acer Predator Bifrost, which we were just talking about recently. Their A770 16GB version is going for only $319.99, making it $80 off. But next, we have the AMD Ryzen 5 7600X desktop processor, going for only $199.99, making it $100 off. But if you're still looking to make the jump to AM5, then there's a combo deal that you might want to look at, which includes the Ryzen 5 7600X and a Gigabyte B650 Aorus Elite AX motherboard combo.
So this, people got mad at me on the 5600X 3D review because I was like, it doesn't even make sense in AMD's own lineup. You get a B650 and a 7600X, which is gonna be faster than 5600X 3D. That's you just need cheap RAM. Yeah. That's cheaper than the Micro Center bundle.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
That's so good.
They can be mad.
I'm not. I think I was right.
And with that, the deals are done. I'm gonna hand you off back to this guy for the rest of your hard news.
Those are great deals, and Sony thinks that their gaming division's a good deal, so they're going to put $2 billion into it. They're going to be spending a whole lot of money on R&D in gaming. It's 40% of their total R&D budget, including like electronics and cameras and everything.
Okay, that's actually a bit more than I was expecting.
Allegedly, Sony wants to have 12 live service games by the end, March 2026. Right now, they have Destiny.
And what else?
They had that other one, that like PS5 Godfall.
Ooh.
But that was also PC. I don't know. We'll see.
One of the games of all time.
Yeah. Well, it's also going to be one of the games of all time. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. Assassin's Creed Mirage is partnering up with OWO to give you a haptic vest specifically designed for Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Are you kidding?
So you can feel all of the stabbies. It's going to be a limited 100 unit run, and it vibrates your chesticles to make you feel like you're part of the game.
Just what I wanted. Immersion to the T right there.
Yeah. So it's going to support Mirage, but it's also compatible with Halo Infinite, Apex Legends, Half-Life Alyx, CSGO, and Valorant. I would understand this for VR. I don't think I get it for regular games.
You're just chilling there in your chair playing the game.
No.
You're just like getting poked. I don't get it.
It is above the nips, so that helps. What also helps is Tesla has announced that they finally constructed their first production unit of the Cybertruck.
Okay.
Anyways, it was supposed to come out a while ago, and now the first Cybertruck built at Gigafactory in Texas is right there. We don't know how much it's going to cost. Allegedly, it was supposed to start at 40 grand, and the highest one was supposed to go to 70 grand.
I don't think that's happening.
You know, that happened with the F-150. They started the Pro model at 40 grand, and then now it currently, I believe, costs 55 because they've just continuously jacked up the price. So expect that whatever you thought you were getting your Cybertruck for is going to be way higher. But I do think F-150 Lightning versus Cybertruck videos would do well on our channel.
Yeah.
But also some Tesla news. It looks like they're unveiling their V4 Supercharger, which has a couple of upgrades, including a new design, but also allegedly going to have a credit card reader, which is something that they haven't had previously, potentially to get subsidies from various different state governments that will allow them to take money. But hopefully the biggest thing that they're going to need is longer cables, because especially as they're opening up to other car companies, all of the chargers are designed to charge on Teslas, where the port is at the back left. Well, my charger on my Lightning is front left, but that means I have to park one spot over and take the wrong charger for mine because theirs isn't long enough to go all the way to the front if I back in.
What's that game? It's like a game of Twister when charging your car at this.
Yeah, or like if the spots are, you have to like angle yourself in and then park like a jag-off, and it's a whole...
Fun times.
They gotta figure that out, but it's gonna happen. But some things that are happening when it comes to Twitter, Elon Musk announcing that things aren't positively cash flow over there, with him saying that they've lost 50% of advertising revenue. They have a heavy debt load that they wouldn't have had he not acquired it, because part of the acquisition made it so that he put $1 billion of interest on the company every single year. Ridiculous. And that they need to reach positive cash flow before they have the luxury of anything else. I can say anecdotally, and from what I've read from others people's experience, the ads on Twitter have gotten horrifically worse. I used to get like mainstream ads of like big blue chip companies, and now I get blue chew ads. Have you gotten those?
I haven't.
It's penis supplements.
Oh, great stuff.
For erectile dysfunction. I know it's not targeted at me because I was reading a whole forum thread of like, it's
what's all going on.
It's being blasted everywhere. Everybody's getting those blue chew ads, and it turns out that everybody's getting into AI, including journalists, because AP, or the Associated Press, has announced that they're partnering up with OpenAI to help train their algorithmic models, which they're saying is not going to be so that they can use OpenAI or ChatGPT to write articles for the Associated Press.
Doubt.
They're giving them access to archives all the way back to 1985, and that's supposed to help train the model for ChatGPT, which is a better way than it's been done.
Just
the companies, no scraping, there's consent, but I can't believe that they're not gonna eventually be like, you know what, we trained this model good enough, we're gonna replace our journalists. And that might be what you're gonna say this coming October or later this year when Intel launches their Raptor Lake refresh. You might say, AMD, you've served me well enough, but I think it might be time to move on to Team Blue, because the Raptor Lake refresh, we've gotten some details out about how many cores you're supposed to get. It's going to be the big upgrade for 14th gen, not necessarily a whole lot of IPC improvement or clock speed upgrades, but rather more cores. So at the top end, we're expecting the 14900K to have 8 P cores and 16 E cores, so 24 total cores. i7's supposed to have 20 total cores. The i5 can be between 14 cores and 16 cores.
So there's no fixed.
Well, it's the same way it is right now, where like some of the i5s are 10 cores and some of them are 12 cores. It's a little complicated, but I mean a 16 core i5, that's a Ryzen 9
Yeah.
right now. But the big one is the i3, where we're expecting it to have 6 cores and 12 threads. And if Intel keeps the price at where we currently get the 13100, you get a 6-core 12 thread 14100 for $100. You kidding me? With high clock speeds, the Raptor Lake efficiency, the IPC, like the top end's gonna be really good for content creators, but 6 cores, 12 threads, you could easily replace like a Ryzen 3 3100 or 3300 with something like this.
If you're rocking a budget build and you're still sticking to budgets, that's actually gonna be a solid upgrade path.
That makes me happy. Also makes me happy that I got hot news done, because I've done nothing for the last week and I hate it.
Does it feel weird?
I need to work. There's just like, I didn't realize how much I was like, I hate lying around. I can't do physical work, but you better believe I can sit behind a desk and barely construct thoughts for y'all. We'll see you tomorrow for hot news. It might, I don't know if it'll be me.